My family is a very unique culture all its own, and it did not happen by accident. My parents made very specific decisions in order to develop the home environment that they wanted. If you were to say that the ranking of importance my parents placed on things, it was faith and family first, always, and then education and life came next. And these things all tied in together growing up, which gave us a very unique take on the world. My parents taught us to think critically about faith. They wanted us to make informed decisions about what we believed, and that included studying modern science, studying logic, studying world religions, and comparing everything before we made a final choice. Family relationships were an investment. They were not a problem. And as a result, we have an extensive family and friends network because we studied not only what goes into a good relationship, but how to develop relationships. In fact, my parents and my brother are my closest friends today because of that. Another thing they did with real life and life skills is they taught us about farming. We grew up on a farm, so we learned how to take care of animals, how to garden, how to do basic housework, how to look after ourselves, essentially. Basic self-reliance was a big part of life growing up. And then when you look at life beyond that, they wanted us to become entrenched with literature and art and study of other cultures and history and science and logic skills in general. We just really, really enjoyed that, and we applied it to every single subject in school growing up because that was what we loved to do. I grew up knowing it from a very young age what I wanted to be when I grew up, and my mom saw my interests in storytelling and film and literature, so she used those as tools to teach me other skills that I was struggling with. So I didn't get off scot-free just because I was an introvert or didn't like math. She took what I was interested in and taught me how to overcome my problems. So resiliency and determination were a huge part of life growing up. And as I watched my family growing up and I look back now, I realized that the decisions were purposeful, and I want to do that for my family. I want to take my family culture when I have a family of my own and say, here's how I want to teach them. And I want to do pretty much what my parents did, to give them a very solid home foundation, a very safe environment, and teach them how to think and study the world around them in the future so they can create a better culture generation after generation. And maybe one day it'll change the world, who knows?